Hi guys, it's Eli again. Yesterday we started some Ultra League battles via Pokemon Go Battle League, and we didn't do too hot. So figured we could try again. You know, we earned our distance for today, so we unlocked a battle entry without having to pay any Pokecoins. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and just get kind of straight into the battles here. I've been thinking of what else I can use as far as a combination of three. Instead of this Magmortar, you can see I got a good Espeon today actually. But I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with this Pinsir because it has Fury Cutter and Close Combat, which is a really good combination with those two. You see, I got a couple other Pokemon I could use here, but I think I'm gonna just go with that. I definitely want to have Togekiss in the lineup so I can try to catch any dragons that pop up, because dragons seem to be a favorite to lead. And Togekiss is just gonna take care of all of them. Pinsir with the Fury Cutters kind of be for those grass types, those dark types, and kind of just straight up damage. Swampert is kind of, not gonna say he's my safe switch, but Swampert, as you guys know, is just pretty offensive overall. So definitely gonna keep him as an anchor to my team. So we're kind of just gonna get a feel on what best complements my lead and my anchor. As you can see, like I said, I have a few extra choices that I could power up. So definitely leave me a comment if you believe I should just use something else instead, that you see here. Actually, I was thinking about this Gyarados, because Gyarados is ranked a little bit high, but I'm not really ready to use a Gyarados, so I'm just kind of going to go with what I got. I also thought about Gengar in this situation, because Gengar does kind of, he helps me counter more Giratinas, because you could see where I may not get a Giratina in the front and I might get it in the back, and Gengar might help close that, because he'll charge up a Shadow Ball pretty quick, which will pretty much knock out a Giratina or pretty close to it. So we're gonna start with this, and we're just gonna dive right into this. I'm really hoping I can get 5 wins so I can get them rare candies. But like I said, at the very minimum, I want those 3 wins so I can get Stardust, because we want that Stardust so we can get more Pokemon that are worth playing. So see, we have Togekiss versus Blastoise. Relative matchup, good for us. He has a Water Gun. We're gonna have to watch out for Ice Beam and Hydro Cannon, the two I'm thinking of the most. So we're gonna go ahead and shield this first one. Thinking it's Hydro Cannon. It's Ice Beam. So like I said, I gotta watch out for those Ice Beams. We're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on his Ancient Power. Try to get that buff. Maybe even get a shield to go with it. Oh, and he takes it, which is fine. We did not get the buff, but we are going to take down that Blastoise, which is really cool. Let's see what else he brings in. Maybe something to cower Togekiss. He brings in Poliwrath, which is really bad for him, because Poliwrath is a fighting type, and fairy damage does really, really low against it. I'm thinking this is Ice Punch, so I'm going to go ahead and shield this right quick. You should see. He charged that really, really fast. Well, I had a feeling that's what it was. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, he got it. He got to that Ice Punch again. Hopefully it doesn't kill us, because I had a lot of energy there. But if it's not, we're okay. Nope, it saved us. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this Ancient Power. Hopefully he doesn't shield. And that way we can just... I'm okay. And see, there's that Giratina I was telling you about in the end. So what I'm actually going to do is... I'm gonna bring in Pincer. I'm just gonna try to do as much damage as possible if I can. Maybe get a shield or two out of him. See, Shadow Sneak does a decent amount of damage, but I survived it. So, pull the trigger on this close combat. Now, there is a trick people tell you to do, and that's to build up enough energy for back-to-back close combats. That way you don't take so much time with that debuff, because you are losing your defense drastically. And you see, he takes it at that time. And so now we're going to our Swampert. We're looking okay. So if you remember me saying before, 3 Dragon Claws kill us in about 3 or 4 Shadow Sneaks. So he had built up energy there, so unfortunately he's gonna get back-to-back Shadow Sneaks off. So we're kind of in an even match, and he has a shield, so we do need to be careful. This is gonna be really close. So we got that shield, which is really good. Okay, we charge faster than him, so we might be okay here, because we know we're not gonna die from 1 Shadow Sneak. Yeah, let's see. We should be okay. So he's gonna get this 1 Shadow Sneak off, which we should be okay, and then quickly charge to another Hydro Cannon, and should secure the victory. Let's see, it was very, very close, but we were able to get this Hydro Cannon, and we're going to call this a good victory. By the smallest of margins. I'd have preferred that to be a little bit more distant as far as how close it was. But as you can see, Swampert is a good anchor, even when you're at shield disadvantage, because Hydro Cannon does charge that fast. And even as ineffective damage, it still does a decent chunk. So, guys, just know if you don't have Swampert, you're going to want to have him in some form or fashion. We're going to keep the same team. That match really didn't tell me much about Pincer. It did good neutral damage, so I'm not concerned with it. So see here, we got Lucario versus Togekiss, which is really good for our favor. And you see he switches out. So we're going to go ahead and go right into Swampert, because he switched into Charizard. And now that I'm not going to shield here, because it's probably Dragon Claw. Oh, it was actually Blast Burn. As you can see, it didn't do a whole lot of damage. But for Blast Burn, now that we know he does have Blast Burn, we probably will shield 1. And we're probably going to get both shields here out of him. So, oh, a little bit of lag there. That's okay. So, here we go with this Hydro Cannon. Probably get his second shield. We're going to be at shield advantage now, which is really nice for us. Because now we know that we have Togekiss and his Lucario. And we're going to have a shield. And this Swampert with about a third of his health. And then Pincer for what's more than likely going to be some neutral damage. So let's go ahead and finish off this Charizard here. So he switches back into Lucario. I believe this is Power Up Punch, so I'm not going to shield. Get another Hydro Cannon off before he finishes us off, and we're going to go back into Togekiss once that happens. And we actually finish off Lucario, which is really nice. And so he brings in Togekiss. So considering that we have shield advantage and we do have Ancient Power, I'm going to bring in Togekiss, because Ancient Power is super effective against Togekiss. So let's go ahead and pull that trigger. Hopefully if we get the buff, we're going to be fine, but we're going to win this match. And we may not even need Pincer for this. And we're not going to. Just going to finish him off right here. So that was two. That was way better than the second, and that was just him having a bad lead. So bear in mind that you might when you realize that you lose a lead like that. Depending on what kind of matchup it really is, like it was really bad for him because Charm was just gonna destroy him. But if you're gonna lose a lead, but it's more determined on charge moves as opposed to fast moves, you might want to consider just sticking with it. That way you don't sell your hand like he did there. See, he swapped into that Charizard and I got into my Swampert, and it pretty much set the tone for the whole fight. So we got Togekiss versus Swampert here. Togekiss does win this matchup. Just like I said, that charm damage, but it's going to cost us shields. So we're going to go ahead and not shield this for this one Hydro Cannon, but we will the next time around. We want to pull. Oh, he actually switches. Switches into Charizard, which is really interesting. So I'm going to quickly switch into Swampert here, because that's going to lock us up. We're not going to shield. Then it's Dragon Claw, which is perfectly fine. I'm curious as to why he switched. I mean, he was in a relatively okay situation. Swampert versus Togekiss. It could go either way, especially since I let one of the Hydro Cannons go. We're gonna shield this because this might be Blast Burn, and it is. I did not want our Swampert to die. I want all of his shields gone, and I want to take out this Charizard. Kind of how the last fight went, where he switched into a Charizard and it set the tone for the whole match. So we're gonna shield again because I don't want Blast Burn to kill us, but it was Dragon Claw, so good shield baiting by him. But we're gonna finish this Charizard off. So we know he has Swampert. He knows we got Togekiss. So let's see what he does. He might bring his Swampert back in, which he does, which is fine. I'm a little bit of lag there, but that's okay. We'll pull the trigger on this Hydro Cannon. Even in the mirror match, Hydro Cannon does. You see how much damage it does? It does neutral damage because Hydro Cannon is a water type move, and Swampert has that ground typing, which negates the ineffectiveness of the water for the Hydro Cannon. So we're gonna go back into Togekiss because we have an ancient power, and I want to just farm this guy down right quick. And you swatch it. Ooh, that's really interesting. Dialga. Dialga is a steel dragon, so we're gonna pull trigger on Flamethrower here. See if we can't get some good damage. Really good damage. And this spells trouble for him. That was not a really good switch on his part. But we're going to finish off that Swampert with a Charm. So with that team, let's see. He was weak to Togekiss with the Dialga. My Swampert had him covered on the Charizard, and then his Swampert, I think he just switched wrong. Like, I wouldn't have switched if I was him to start the match, and because he would have been able to put a lot of shield pressure on me since I let that first Hydro Cannon go. But maybe he had a different strategy and wasn't expecting me to have a Swampert with me, which, I mean, people can play it like that. When you have a team, you're playing it based on what you have, and you're gonna make that work. And sometimes it's just not gonna play out right. So here we go again, another Togekiss of Swampert. So we got 3 matches, which is really cool. So we get that Stardust. So let's keep going and don't press our luck. And if you notice that this Swampert isn't powered up all the way, which can make a big difference. As you see, he has Water Gun as opposed to Mud Shot, so it charges slower. But we're going to shield because I don't want this Hydro Cannon to knock us down a lot. But we're just going to keep going here. We're going to pull the trigger in Ancient Power. Hopefully I can get this buff and maybe a shield out of him. If he doesn't shield, that's fine too. I'm mainly looking for the buff. I did not get that buff. So let's see what he brings in. He brings in a Staraptor. Now, guys, gotta watch out for Staraptor a little bit, because Staraptor has an interesting move set as far as charge moves. He has a flying type charge move, a fire type charge move, and I believe close combat, which is a fighting type charge move. So he has a lot of niche coverages. So it's something to look out for. I'm gonna let this go, and I'm probably gonna, like, see, he has Brave Bird. I'm gonna bring in my Swampert. We're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on the Hydro Cannon, finish him off. I didn't feel like farming him there and let him get to another charge move, because then they would have put a lot of shield pressure on me, which I really didn't feel like wanting. Oh, a little bit of lag here. Oh, there it goes. Finish off that Staraptor and bring in his final Pokemon. So basically it's 2 versus 1, both have shield advantage. Now if you notice, that Staraptor wasn't powered up all the way either. So, may not be completely experienced. Oh, it's looking like he's having issues on his end. I'm hoping that's... See, I don't like that. I don't like that he's having issues like that, if that's what's going on here. And I'm thinking it is because he was just letting it go. We got more lag here. And the lag is on his end. Yeah, the lag was on his end. You can clearly tell. Which is unfortunate. Because it's not like we can just rematch. Like in the Silphalina League, if you are having lag issues and it's apparent and the judges can, whoever's coordinating the event can see it, you guys can agree upon yourself to do a rematch. Go Battle League doesn't work like that. You're fighting via Wi-Fi, internet connection, whatever, and you can't really rematch that. So we'll take advantage of that. But we were sitting really good, so I think, honestly, based on what kind of coverage we had, I don't think it was really going to matter too much on what Pokemon that was. But who knows? But that's just too bad that it looked like he was having some lagging issues there. So that's 4 matches out of the 5 we're gonna do, which is really, really cool that we've won them all. So let's finish it out with the same team and hope that we can get that 5, so we can unlock those rare candies. Because those rare candies will become important in Ultra League. They're very important in Ultra League and even more important in Master League. Because most of the Pokemon that are rated high, they're not readily available. So we got Togekiss versus Honchkrow. Not familiar with this matchup, but I know Charm beats Dark. Oh, that's... Huh. I've actually never had that happen. He clearly, if you don't know, he just forfeited. He saw the lead and he forfeited, which is a waste on his end, because these matches, you have to earn your way to play these. So that kind of sucks on his end. But okay, so as far as that lead was concerned, Togekiss wins that matchup because of Honchkrow's Dark typing. They're both flyers, as you can see. So maybe I'm thinking that he was weak to fairy typings in more than one way, and he saw a fairy type from the beginning and just said, I want no part of that. So, I mean, it works out for us. It counts as a win, even though in my opinion I wouldn't really count it as a win because they really didn't do anything. But okay, so we're gonna back out here right quick. We're gonna use a star piece right here, and we're gonna go back into this, and we're gonna collect this star. As you can see, get that 50% boost random drop. It looks like it's a charge TM, which is cool and all. I'd prefer the fast TM because you get 5 more right here. 7 rare candies, and then last but not least, this encounter, which is a Metatite. Metatites are cool. I mean, you have to, if you know anything about PvP, Metacham is a really good Great League Pokemon, and Jesus, they practically have to have 100% IVs to not only max out to 1500, I believe, and which means it's got to be at level 40. So it's a really expensive investment. Let's check this guy right quick. Man, not that great, but that's okay. But so back to this, we're gonna claim our rank rewards, which is gonna be the most we can get out of this ranking. See, our rank went up a lot. We got 12,300 dust, and that was just for a set of 5. Well, okay, now if you see down here, I had walked enough to earn a second set of battles. So based on my walking from yesterday and today, I had enough carryover from yesterday to get myself a second set. You know what? Since we have a star piece running, why don't we go ahead and try to do these battles right quick. We went 5-0 with this Pinsir in the middle, even though we didn't use him a whole heck of a lot. But he's going to be a relatively safe switch. So let's go ahead and keep him, and let's just keep on battling. Oh, as you can see, Moses 1986. Ranking was relatively higher than us. He's on the higher end of rank. Ooh. So we have Togekiss and Snorlax. I actually don't know the simulations on this. That was a really, really quick charge, so I'm thinking it's Body Slam. Oh, so I'm not going to shield this, but it was Body Slam. Body Slam is a really spammy charge move, so he's definitely going to keep pumping him out to put pressure on me. I'm going to pull this trigger on this Ancient Power, maybe get the buff. I get a shield out of him, which is really cool. We got no buff though. Let's see. I'm not gonna shield this because I know it's not gonna kill us. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna switch into a Pinsir right here because Pinsir has that close combat. We're actually just gonna try to farm this guy down because I want to throw a bunch of close combats off at whatever's in the back behind him. So maybe we can finish him off right here before he gets to another Body Slam. And we did, which is really cool. So let's just keep pumping out some Fury Cutters real quick. And we got Gyarados. So let's pull these close combats. Get him the shield, hopefully. Of course, we got Swampert in the back with shield advantage, which is going to work for us. So you see, we had enough for a second close combat. And with Gyarados having Dragon Breath like that, it's going to do a lot of damage very quickly, as you can see. And surprisingly, he didn't shield either one of those, which is fine. Now we got Swampert, so we're going to just keep pulling the trigger. We're going to shield pretty much everything that we see, because Gyarados doesn't have a cheap charge move. You see that crunch there? So we're going to try to... I would like to farm this guy, but I know I'm not going to. It would just take too long. Because Mud Shot doesn't do a lot of damage, it just sucks out a lot of energy. So let's try to finish him with this Hydro Cannon. And so this is what I was afraid of. The Giratina in the back. So let's just try to... So we got his shield, which is cool. He's using Shadow Claw, and based on how quickly that charged, I'm gonna guess Dragon Claw, which was right. So let's just see if we can't gain the advantage. We're gonna need, I think, 4 Hydro Cannons to do this. I don't know if we can pull that many off. I'm gonna shield this here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna win this, which is okay. I mean, Giratina is a great Pokemon for Ultra League overall. So, yeah, I didn't think so. Shadow Claw charges faster than Dragon Breath, so he has one of the spammiest dragon moves there is in Dragon Claw. So that's unfortunately lost that, but no worries. I'm surprised it didn't take us to our next battle, which is okay. So what we're gonna do here is, because I'm gonna use Gengar instead. I really like Gengar. My Gengar has Shadow Claw, Sludge Bomb, and Shadow Ball. I like the Sludge Bomb, just like how I like Sludge Wave on Swampert. Speaking of Swampert, there it is against Togekiss, and we know this is a okay matchup for us. As you see, that Mudshot doesn't do nothing, but see how quickly it charged that Hydro Cannon though. So we're not gonna shield this, since he isn't doing a whole lot of damage to us with Mudshot. But we are gonna shield this one, because I want Togekiss to be in decent health coming into whatever next Pokemon he has. So we're gonna pull the trigger on Ancient Power here. I'm hoping he doesn't shield and I get the buff. That's what I want. But he actually shields and I get no buff, which is fine. I'm not going to shield this because Hydro Cannon is not going to kill us. And we're going to finish off the Swampert. Get a couple charms off to whatever is coming in here. Taking this time, which is fine. So we got Typhlosion, which works out well for us because we're about to bring in Swampert. Really favorable matchup for us. So you see he switches into Giratina. So I'm going to pull the trigger on Hydro Cannon right here. I'm actually hoping he shields, and I'm going to quickly switch into Gengar. And he didn't, which is fine. I'm going to shield this because Gengar is pretty squishy. So pull this trigger on the Shadow Ball, get his shield. Which is perfectly fine. Dragon Claw might kill us because the Gengar is that squishy, but it doesn't, which is really cool. So we're going to try to do as much damage as we can, which is cool. We're going to go to the Swampert. We're going to... Oh, well, he got a Dragon Claw up before us, but no worries. He has no shields and a Typhlosion in the back, which is perfectly good for us. We're going to pull the trigger on this Hydro Cannon and should give us the victory. Hydro Cannon is just that potent. Like you said, you see so much damage, especially if you catch him slipping. Well, not slipping, but if you have type advantage, Swampert's just gonna melt anything it sees. So that's cool. We won we won 1 out of 2. And you see Gengar came in really good there because I didn't catch that Giratina in the front, but I caught it in the back, and Gengar was able to come in and just do what I wanted to do. I'm not necessarily looking for Gengar to take out Giratina, but I'm definitely looking for it to neutralize it in most ways. And maybe Swampert cleaning it up in the end. So you see here we got Armored Mewtwo versus Togekiss. Armored Mewtwo does have Rock Slide and Dynamic Punch, so we're going to watch out for that Rock Slide. So because of Rock Slide, I'm going to shield this. and he has dynamic punch. So let's think about that. And next time he pulls the trigger, go ahead and use ancient power right here. And he doesn't shield, which is perfectly fine, which means we can milk him down, move on to the next Pokemon. Sounds like a Swampert, which is perfectly fine too. Swampert with a water gun. Guys, if you're doing yourself a disservice with having water gun as opposed to mud shot. And I only say that because mud shot, while it doesn't do as much damage, your whole goal for having Swampert is Hydro Cannon. That's just the situation of it. See, I'm actually going to shield here because Hydro Cannon will do that much damage. Oh, and it was actually an Earthquake. Oh, wow. Earthquake is the second recommended move for Swampert. You see on my Swampert, I run Sludge Wave. Just for the poison typing. It counters grasses, fairies, and a few other things. So we pulled the trigger on Shadow Ball here. Got him to shield. That's a shiny Giratina. Actually, Giratina shiny is actually one of my favorite looking shinies. So we got a Dragon Claw here, which is fine. We'll just keep doing damage. Maybe we can get it to another Shadow Ball. We don't. So his Giratina, my Swampert, and he has shield advantage. But he does have Dragon Claw. And like I said before, if you noticed, Dragon Claw does take... It takes, I think, like I said, 3 Dragon Claws to do us in. So we're just gonna keep building up, and then we're gonna try to go for back-to-back Hydro Cannons here. We're gonna get a shield sooner or later. It's just a matter of when. So there's a shield, and here comes his Dragon Claw. He's gonna need 1 Dragon Claw to get to us. And I'm hoping we can get 2 Hydro Cannons off in time. So here's the first one. Not very effective. Unfortunately, he had Dragon Breath, which just does way more damage than Shadow Claw, and it was able to knock us out before we could get the Hydro Cannon. So yeah, Giratina, if you're not noticing, very prominent in this. I actually have 2 Giratinas, but I don't have the candy to power them up. And oh, this is interesting. Togekiss versus Alolan Ninetales. Now, what you have to watch out for on Alolan Ninetales, it's ice typing. It's gonna have Ice Beam. So, but as you can see, Togekiss is slightly tankier than the Alolan Ninetales. And this rock does super effective damage against it, so bear that in mind. As you see, they shielded, and they swapped. They swapped into a Victory Bell, which we don't have a great matchup for them overall. But so I'm gonna throw in Gengar. Gengar has poison typing, so I'm not worried about Sludge Bomb or Acid Spray, but I am worried about Frenzy Plant. And it has Leaf Blade, so Leaf Blade doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So if he quickly gets to another charge move, we'll probably let that go. We're gonna use this Shadow Ball right here, probably get his second shield, and we do, which is perfectly fine. That's what I was looking for. And considering he took a little bit longer to charge there than I did, I'm gonna shield, and it was Leaf Blade again. So, nice fake. We're going to finish him off there. See if we can't get to a Shadow Ball. And we did. So, let's pull the trigger on this Shadow Ball right here, because I don't want my Swampert fighting this Venusaur. But, as you can see, lots of damage. This is unfortunate here, because that's Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf is just... Okay, Guys, Razor Leaf versus a Mud Boy just spells horror for you. They may not ever get to a charge move, but you're probably dead by the time that happens. So we're back to this Alolan Ninetales, and we have no shields. So Alolan Ninetales is going to do his thing and finishes off with an Ice Beam. That's really unfortunate. So we got another battle. So I'm actually going to switch it up because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm seeing more closing for Giratinas than I am for leads. And I kind of want to put a little more shield pressure on my opponents than I have been with Togekiss. Because Togekiss is more of an attacker for his fast moves than his charge moves. So I'm going to start with Swampert, and I come out with a Snorlax. It's an okay matchup for us, I guess. Not a horrible one. So they're using Lick. I'm going to get to this Hydro Cannon right here. Yeah, guys, I know I'm not actually streaming, so definitely leave comments if you are seeing something that I need to improve on, because I'm definitely not the greatest of all time. Like, than people you know if you're in any of the communities for PvP. I'm just doing what I can because I enjoy doing this and I like learning. So you see a superpower there. Superpower is a newer move, but you can see there's a big cost to using superpower. It'll do a lot of damage, but you get a huge debuff to it. So I'm going to use a Hydro Cannon. We're probably going to finish off the Snorlax because there was no reason to shield there. Next Pokemon he brings in is a Gyarados. So we're quickly pull a Hydro Cannon off. Hydro Cannon still going to do decent damage even though it's ineffective. So you can see it does about a third of its health bar. And even though he has Dragon Breath, we're kind of countering it by pressuring him with Hydro Cannons. I could go for a Sludge Wave, but like I said, I'm just looking for DPS overall right now. And Sludge Wave not really going to help me out any more out than Hydro Cannon is, because he has those two shields. Now here is where Sludge Wave might be useful. We're going to pull the trigger on this Sludge Wave, because if he doesn't shield this, this is going to spell trouble. And we got Gengar on the back, which has Sludge Bomb. So we're looking really, really good. So there goes that. We're going to bring in Gengar right now. We're going to go ahead and shield this. Whether it's Ancient Power, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam, or Aerial Ace, we're good. So we got Ancient Power. Okay, quickly pull the Sludge Bomb off. No reason why I wouldn't see a second shield here. Oh, he takes it. Clearly a mistake on the opponent's part. You never want to... You're down to your last Pokemon, and I intentionally bring out this Pokemon, and you have a shield left. My opponent was ranked 8, so I'm not saying he's not skilled, but I'm wondering what he was thinking there. Was he thinking I charged too quickly and it couldn't be a Sludge Bomb? Or was he thinking it was Shadow Ball? Either way, Shadow Ball is still going to do a pretty good amount of damage. It probably still would have killed him. Honestly, I don't know there. That was interesting. But unfortunately, we only won 2 battles. So we're not going to get a whole lot of Stardust on this for our star piece. So we're going to just quickly collect the rest of this. Catch this Tepig. Well, that was a horrible throw. My late night throwing capabilities are not the greatest. There's a nice throw. So as you can see, battle-wise, I definitely need to improve. And the only way I'm going to do it is just keep practicing. Like I said, I need to earn rare candies so I can power up my Garatinas, and I need to earn that dust, which is why I'm just kind of grinding with what I have. I think oh, that's not a terrible Tep Pig. Speaking of which, there's a few things out here. I got 9 minutes left on the star piece, so let's claim these rewards real quick. Doesn't look like my ranking changed, but so it's still got 7,300 dust. Yeah, we're not gonna do any more battles via Go Battle League. So trying to come up with something to really talk about here besides what we just witnessed. So it's only my second video as far as battles are concerning, and I know my videos aren't like what you see in other, gosh, that was horrible, like in other PvPers who stream or YouTubers, like and not a plug here, but like guys like Zionic and King. If you guys are into the PvP world, you know who I'm talking about. Those guys are really, really cool. Well, not a bad Wurmple either. JF Marcus, he's really good. There's a lot of PvPers who like that's what all they do is Pokemon Go. That's what they do for a living. And that's not to say they don't have other jobs. I'm sure they have other jobs, but they have the ability to have the time and effort to spend a good portion of their day doing this. And not that I don't spend a good portion of my day doing this, it's just I'm not at that level, obviously, but I'm mainly here to kind of give you information based on battles you see. And just kind of helping you learn by watching me learn. That's kind of what I'm really looking at here, because I want everybody to do great. I want everybody to be ranked 10, which is the maximum rank that you can get, and I want all of us to enjoy this, because there's a growth. As much as the community for PvP is growing, there's also a growing number of people who are disliking how Niantic is focusing on it so much. Like, there have been in-game events that focus around it, introduction with the Go Battle League and how it's set up. I mean, I like it because it gives me a more realistic view of like being a Pokemon trainer in real life. I can catch Pokemon wherever I go, and I can battle people wherever I go. And that's pretty much what Pokemon was when we grew up. Well, at least for me, from my generation, it is. Anybody who's a Pokemaniac, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to go out and make your own adventure with Pokemon all around you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Like I said, please leave any comments and criticism, because I'm definitely open to it. Like I said, this is only my third video and second with actual battles in it. So if you guys got any tips and tricks of the trade or recommendations for Pokemon that you want to see, please let me know, because I'm definitely more than willing to throw in some different teams so that you can see them for yourself before you decide to invest into them. And if I have them, I will do my best to make that happen, because I mean, I don't have every Pokemon in the world, but I definitely have a good collection. And I have a lot that I can just invest something into and it'd be okay. Um, so as you can see, yeah, I have some decent ones. A lot. The last few community days I've done really good with. So you see, I got some legendaries that are going to be useful for Ultra and Master League. Like I said, those are my Garatinas you see right there. So it's not going to take much to power them up, but like you said, as you can see, it's the candy. That's pretty much what we're looking at, is the candy. And I mean, I think I have the rare candy to use, but really not trying to use all that rare candy. Yeah, so I definitely have the potential to have fantastic lineups. It's just being able to grind the dust and the candy and use that to my advantage, because Ultra League is, like I said, it's really new to me. So I'm here for you. I'm learning as we go along, and I'm enjoying every day of it, actually. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm sorry if this video was a little bit longer than you wanted to be, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what I do on a nightly basis for myself. Try to do 2 sets of battles, hit that star piece in between them. That way I can maximize the time on the star piece, because the only way you get star pieces is buying in boxes. They're currently not sold individually in the shop, if you see here. So with them not being individually sold in the shop, you actually have to go look into the boxes themselves. See there's 4 star pieces in that one, 4 in that one, and actually none in the special box. The contents in those boxes do rotate, so they're the value of which they are worth. The prices, as far as Pokecoins, aren't going to change, but the contents will. So keep that in mind when you're trying to find out what box is best for you. Usually, they're going to have premium battle passes in the Ultra box and super incubators in the adventure box. It's usually the other 3 items that will rotate around, so keep that in mind. And then in the special box, these rotate pretty heavily. I forget what consistency is as far as it rotates, but I'll look more into that and I get back with you if that's something you want me to cover, so you're not wasting your money. But yeah, we're gonna let that go. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please hit that like button, and if you feel like subscribing just to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I will see you guys next